Codename Kids Next Door is one of the most iconic cartoons of the early 2000s, and for good reason. With 6 seasons, 2 specials, and a full TV movie, it's fair to say that the show earned its place in cartoon history. And today, we're going to be looking back at it and covering it from beginning to end. Before we begin, let's get a bit of context. It is said that Earth was originally a kid paradise, where youth were free to do whatever they pleased, whenever they pleased. Eventually, some kids got bored and invented adults, both as a way to laugh at how silly they looked, and also to do work for the kid population. Eventually, an adult by the name of Mr. Wigglestein revolted. After coming home from a hard day at work, Mr. Wigglestein didn't want to obey his child's demand to play horsey. And once he had enough of the whining, he dished out the very first spanking. Wigglestein and all the other adults were banished from Kidland. The adults began making products no kid could resist, toys, and forced kids to do work to make money to buy them. To fight back, the kids planned to attack the adults' energy source, coffee, but it simply didn't work. The adults decided the age of kids was over, and that they all needed a big time out. A full-scale war between adults and kids ensued, but the adults spanking robots were too much for the kids to handle. All the treehouses fell, and the kids had no choice but to flee to the moon, where for a while they were content. Eventually, both sides began to miss how things were, with the adults missing having kids to do chores for them, and the kids missing the earthly commodities the moon couldn't provide. Eventually, some adults and kids compromised and began living on Earth together in small groups called families. However, soon after, adults created schools designed to drain kids' memories of the real history in an evil twist. To this day, the Kids Next Door fight against adult and teenage tyranny. But just what exactly is the Kids Next Door? Well, I'll tell ya. The Kids Next Door is now a secret global organization comprised of multiple sectors around the world. Each sector utilizes 2x4 technology to help them accomplish their missions, which mainly consist of making sure children are treated fairly across the globe. Sector 5, the sector the show focuses on, consists of 5 main members who are located in a giant treehouse, the go-to base type for all K&D operatives. That's the basics out of the way. So now, let's jump into some episodes, shall we? Our very first episode, timeline-wise, Operation Caked, introduces us to Sector 5 of the Kids Next Door properly, with number 1, Nigel, as the leader, number 2, Hoagie, as the team's plucky engineer, number 3, Kooky, as the fun-loving medic, number 4, Wally, as the combat expert, and number 5, Abby, as the chill and intelligent second-in-command. It also introduces us to the delightful children from down the lane, a group of 5 kids who all speak in unison and support the dastardly grown-ups in their evil schemes. They're the arch-enemies of the K&D, and in their first outing are having a birthday party but not sharing their cake. The K&D infiltrate the party,
Hand over the cake, and we'll be on our way.
but are stopped due to the big adolescent, a little girl with an anger issue that makes her go into a Hulk-like rage. In the end, the K&D uses it to their advantage, and through some slight trickery, makes her take her anger out on the delightful children from down the lane. Soon after, the Kids Next Door are confronted with a very serious dilemma. The local ice cream men are refusing to serve kids. Instead, they're locking all the ice cream away to have a giant party for adults only. The Kids Next Door infiltrate the ice cream factory, only to find it was all a trap set by the delightful kids from down the lane,
Hey fellas, I'm okay!
who release a giant ice cream monster to take them down. Thankfully, thanks to number 3, the monster melts, and all goes well. In the next episode, it's revealed that hamsters are what power all the team's machines. However, the hamsters go on vacation, and again leave the team in their treehouse defenseless.
Would you guys quit fooling around?
Taking advantage of Sector 5's guard being down, the delightful children from down the lane hire Grandma Stuffins to attack the K&D, having her barge into their home base with her food army. It's a close call, but thanks to the hamsters returning from vacation, all the food monsters are eaten, and the team wins. Wally, aka number 4, is taken to work by his father for Take Your Daughter to Work Day, where he overhears the owner of the company, Mr. Boss, talking of plans to send all the girls to Pluto.
Pluto? Serves those dumb girls right, though.
So the grown-ups can spend all their time working rather than with their families. Number 4, while trying to save the day, finds Kooky, whose mom also works at the company, doing the same thing. They help the girls break the rocket that'll send them to space. And once again, justice and childishness prevail.
They're having a Bring Your Son to Work Day next week.
Oh.
We then meet Lizzie, Nigel's secret girlfriend. Upon the team finding out about her, Lizzie uses a mind control helmet to try and get number 1 to spend all his time with her. The rest of Sector 3 tries to stop it.
You won't ever see your stupid friends ever again!
But I like my stupid friends.
But are trapped as Nigel is forced to fight the team by Lizzie through the helmet. However, upon seeing the bill for his dinner date, he breaks free and tells her to stop. The argument is short though, as he then takes her to get ice cream because hey, he's a nice guy I guess. Maybe too nice though. Later, the team finds out about a place called The Point, where teenagers go to supposedly become a man. Despising adulthood, Sector 5 decides they must take action. They arrive and discover it's actually just a roller rink hosting kids' night, but by that point had already set up a giant mustard space cannon to destroy the place.
Stupid teenagers.
The team ends up having to convert their treehouse into a makeshift rink as a bit of payback. Whoops. Important episode alert. The kids next door encounter Mr. B, a grown-up who looks a lot like a baby, who's tired of being called, well, a baby.
Oh, silly baby.
He vows to use his new device to change everyone in the world into babies. But before he can do so, Sector 5 uses it against him, and he doesn't change appearance. But he does start to act like an actual baby. The team throws his age-changing device away, only for the delightful children from down the lane to get their hands on it. But I'm sure that's fine, and definitely won't come back to shunt the team, right? Later, number 2's little brother Tommy joins forces with the Common Cold to try and get revenge on the K&D for not letting him play with them. And he kinda gets away with it, as in the end. Though the villain is defeated, the team walks away sick and has to spend their time stuck together with Tommy. What a jerk. After the rest of the global Kids Next Door teams are taken out by a mysterious force, Sector 5 sets out to rescue one of the unit's most famous forces, number 274. They find him, only to discover that it's Megamom, who's been taking out the Kids Next Door teams from across the world. They barely escape and return home, only to find out Megamom was only half of the problem. Destructo Dad breaks into Sector 5's headquarters alongside Megamom and freezes everyone. But number 274, where it's revealed that the two evil parents were actually his parents all along,
Here, you've got a little smudge on your—
Get off! I can't believe this!
who say they did this because he deserves to be number 1. Now that's overparenting. Thankfully, 274 prevails, and all the Kids Next Door teams across the world are unfrozen. Later on, number 3's dream finally comes true. I haven't spoken of it yet, but number 3 has a super hardcore obsession with rainbow monkeys. Don't we all? She's scouted and hired by Mr. Mogul, owner of the Rainbow Monkey store, to find real rainbow monkeys, and subsequently leads them straight to Rainbow Monkey Island. Once the monkeys finally reveal themselves, Mr. Mogul reveals his intentions to capture and sell these wild monkeys to children across the world. That's not smart or ethical. Thanks to some quick thinking on both her own part and the monkey's part, she takes out the Mogul and flies a rainbow monkey plane back to the K&D treehouse. Let it be known, number 3 really likes rainbow monkeys. Later down the line, the delightful children from down the lane get tired of being beaten by the kids next door and turn to their dad, the main antagonist of the series, Father. He gives them a really incredibly destructive machine to aid them in their conquest.
Thank you, Father.
And they set off to find Sector 5. The delightful children attack the K&D and abduct number 1, and then use the age device they found in a previous episode on him, forcing him to age up. And with Nigel being an adult, he no longer can be a member of the Kids Next Door. 2 weeks later, the team sees grown-up number 1, complete with his new job as an ice cream man. He crankily drives off when the team tries to get him to come back and set up a mission to get revenge, breaking their hearts in the process. Nonetheless, the remaining members of Sector 5 barge into the delightful children from down the lane's mansion and have a giant battle over the age device. Ultimately, it takes Nigel bursting in with his truck and using his authority as an adult to get the device back. But before he can do so, Father appears and blasts him down. Thanks to the team's ice cream usage, they take Father down and get number 1 back to his normal age. They then destroy the device, and all is well once again, until the next season. A bit later, we're introduced to number 5's teenage sister, Cree.
What's the matter, teenager? Afraid we'll put your bras to better use?
Who attempts to steal secrets from number 5's mind while she sleeps. Cree is secretly in cahoots with Father and the delightful children, and passes the info on to them. It turns out, though, that The number 5 that Kree sucks the information from is a doll placed by the real number 5, who's one step ahead of her older sister. This wouldn't be a spy show without twist endings as complicated as that. Next up, Sector 5 is tasked with taking down a mysterious group of 3 teenagers who steal a truck full of tapioca pudding. They do so, but number 2's grandmother, Lydia, doesn't believe them. The team tries to clean up the mess the tapioca truck made of their treehouse, as number 2 accidentally threw the truck right into their secret base. Meanwhile, it's revealed that the teenagers are actually the Senior Citizen Squad, who use anti-aging cream to temporarily become nimble teens.
They said they haven't heard the last of us, Sheldon.
No, thank you. I'll walk.
And can you guess who their leader is? That's right, number 2's grandmother, Lydia. They burst into the team's treehouse and reveal their evil plan to steal the tapioca, which the team has no issues with considering they wanted it gone in the first place. That worked out pretty nicely. In an experiment gone wrong, number 2 accidentally ages himself up to 16 years old. He comes across Kree, Abby's older sister, and the two instantly fall in love. Teenagers, am I right? Number 2 eventually figures out Kree is against the K&D, as she's sent out to take them down by father. But thanks to number 2 coming to his senses, she's defeated.
Oh, come on. It wasn't that bad, was it?
And sent to the Kids Next Door prison on the moon. However, at the end of the episode, Kree gets a call from father, saying that everything is going according to plan. Oh boy. After a 13-year-old operative of K&D, who's about to be decommissioned, breaks free from a ship en route to the moon base, Sector 5, alongside number 86, a cranky Kids Next Door operative who outranks them.
So what are you idiots waiting around for? Search that wreckage! Yes, sir. Look out my way. Coming through.
Goes after the escaped convict. The team catches her, and number 86 takes all the credit. But upon returning to the moon base, it turns out that the person they caught was actually number 362, the leader of the entire Kids Next Door agency, who was undercover to try and see secret plans of the delightful children from down the lane. Karma. Later, it's that time of year again. It's the delightful children from down the lane's birthday, and once again, they aren't sharing the cake. The K&D go on a mission to retrieve the cake and make them share. There's many twists and turns, and even Lizzie, Nigel's girlfriend, turns on him with promises of a taste of the icing from the delightful children.
I don't know. It looked like really good frosting, Nigel.
The delightful children are shown to have a full stadium of tied-up children. The K&D go to rescue them, but the delightful children let loose a giant cake monster to eat the team. Lizzie ends up saving the day, however, crashing right into the cake, and her and number 1 get back together after their incredibly brief breakup. The episode after that once again takes us to space, with Sector 5 on their way to the moon base, accompanied by number 3's sister, Mushi. As her mom was busy that day and needed a babysitter. The team is investigating a distress signal from a prisoner transport, which is shown to be thanks to Kree. It's also revealed that Kree used to be number 11 of the Kids Next Door. Oh, that's a big twist. Kree says her plan from the beginning was to get captured by the Kids Next Door, go to their moon base, and use a password she stole from number 5's mind to release their moon base into space and into the sun. Good luck with that. After some fighting between herself and Kree, Abby sends her off in a trash shuttle, and the moon base is saved. In the final episode of the season, it's revealed that number 1 has been bafflingly decommissioned and must now have his memory erased. Number 86 is out to get him and even steals Sector 5's entire treehouse. Luckily, number 1 escapes and runs into number 274. 274 says all of Sector 5 is being set up and that all the other members are already caught. Number 1 runs off and finds Tommy, number 2's little brother, and has him build a rocket